whatever time of the day it is, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a bit different. Now usually I try to keep this video very short and very easy to do, but since it is not going to be that easy, this is actually a pain in the end to do. This video was a pain to do. So we're going to be making what I call the pop-up box, but in other words it's called the explosion box. Now some of the stuff that we would first discuss about this box before we get into it is that you're going to need a ruler. Your ruler is going to become your best friend, and the measurements are done in both inches and millimeters. There was no cm used in this, but yeah, inches and millimeters. So I made 4 different boxes with 4 different layers, and you're going to notice me measuring everything right throughout this video here. So the first box I did was box A, and that's the box in the center of all this, you know, the box that is going to be the last remaining. Now that box is a 2-inch by 2-inch box. That's the first box that I did. Let me go that over. 2 inches by 2 inches. And so what you're going to do, you're going to draw it like what I did, and you can like pause the video and slow it down to see a bit more detail on what I am doing. And I made 4 separate squares with a little 1/2 inch at the bottom. So when you draw the first square, I will put a photo up here right now. I'll put a photo up to show you exactly how you're going to be doing it. So you're going to have your 2 by 2 inches box, and then you're going to have 1/2 inch lap at the bottom, and you're going to do this for 4 of those boxes. I'm missing 4 of those boxes, 4 of those flaps. That's the 4 flaps that you're going to be using, and then you're going to cut out one without that little 1/2 inch at the bottom. That is going to be what you're going to put at the bottom of your box. That kind of brings it all together. So that is box A. Now you're basically doing the same thing over and over again, and I know this video could have been made shorter, but really this box has a lot of detail and it's really hard to do. I will try to make a much easier one, but there is an easier way on how to do it, to be honest, but that takes up a lot of page. And if you're using small papers like me, then you can only make the really small ones. You won't get it to the size that I got it to, which is 3.5 by 3.5, and I could have even taken it to 4 and more so, but I didn't take it that far. But I can take it all the way to the whole big paper being used for one, but this one I can't. When you're doing it the easy way, you can't do it so big unless you have really big papers. Now when it comes to making the cover, as you can see, I'm making the cover right now. I'm making the cover for one of them right now. When it comes to making the cover, you need the cover slightly bigger than the original box. So remember box A, I said box A was 2 inches by 2 inches. Well, the cover you would need 2 inches 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters. Do not go over 3 millimeters. You only need a little bit. You don't need a lot of it, just 3 millimeters. So you have 2 by 2. Now for your the cover, you're going to put 2 inches at 2 to 3 millimeters. Is millimeters you call them? Yeah, millimeters, I think. Those very fine lines on the rulers. Or you can say 0.1 cm. You can use 0.1 cm, or you can just use 3 millimeters. 0.1 cm is 5 millimeters. I was gonna say milliliters. Anyway, I'm confusing myself here. So again, the cover needs to be slightly bigger than the box itself. So box B was 2.5 by 2.5 with the little same flap. Oh, your box A next diagram will be up on screen to show you how you make the cover for your box. Now in this diagram you're going to see 4 flaps on the box. The 4 flaps right way around, that is 0.5 inches. Trying to get my ruler to see it properly. Yeah, it's half of an inch being used for basically the height of what the cover is going to be. And you only need a 0.5 until you get to the last box, which is the last box was a motorbike just passed outside the house. That was so annoying. Anyway, so at the box, the last one, that is going to be bigger, but for the first 3 you can do a 0.5 inches to make the height of this cover. And when it comes to the design, as you're seeing, I'm doing this little dot design here. That dot design is also very easy to do. So let me just go over the sizes of the box. First box, box A, 2 by 2 inches. Second box, box B, 2 by 5. Sorry, am I saying 2 by 5? 2.5 by 2.5. Box C is 3 by 3. Box D is 3.5 by 3.5. And the cover for box A, we have we're no longer working with width and length alone. The width, well, of course the width is going to be the same. For box A, it is 2 inches, but 2 inches plus 2 to 3 milliliters. That was the width and the length, and the height is 0.5 inches. That would be the height for box A. Box B, we already have 2.5 by 2.5. So you measure out your 2.5 by your 2.5, and you're going to put in another 2 to 3 millimeters extra. 2 to 3 millimeters extra on each end. So it's 2.5 width with 2 to 3 milliliters, with 2.5 length with an extra 2 to 3 millimeters. Why am I saying liters? Millimeters. Box, well, when it comes to now the height of your box, it's going to be the same, 0.5 inches. Box C, if you can get the drift of what I'm doing here. It's really not that hard if you actually know what you're doing, but it can be confusing, like how I'm confusing you right now. But in the photo, you're going to see the first thing you're going to measure out is a 0.5 on the edge of the paper, and then you're going to measure out for the first box, box A, you're going to measure out the 2 inches, and then the 2 or 3 millimeters right next to it, you carry that line straight up, and then you're going to measure out a next 0.5 inches. Again, the diagram will be up. You're going to see the diagram. Now to make that little design that you see I'm doing and putting it in, so we're going to go with box A, starting with that. The box is 2 by 2, so you don't want to measure out 2 by 2, you just want to take a little bit off of it. So you're going to just take off about 5 millimeters off of it. Just 5 millimeters off for it. You don't want a lot of it off. You can take off anywhere between 5 millimeters off of it to going to 1.5 inches. That is all up to you on how big you want it, but do not make it the exact size as 2 inches. Just go a little bit under 2 inches, or a lot under 2 inches. And you keep repeating that for 2.5. You can use 2, or you can keep going lower if you want to. Same goes for 3, and then 3.5. And you can choose now the design on what you're going to do for your boxes. So I made a bunch of stuff to go into my boxes, and you're going to see one of the stuff that I'm making here. I believe I have a video with it up. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think I already have a video that I made, and I I put it up where I went through the measurements and stuff like that and how to cut out the heart. Now at this next one, I haven't made a video about this because I honestly only thought of it the night that I was making this, but I will be making a video about it soon and putting it up. But this is going to be quite easier to make, and it won't be that hard. Then we have the next thing that I made was my favorite pop-up flower card, which if you watch this channel, you know I love the one. I think this is the second video I made about these pop-up flower cards. Very, very easy to make. As a matter of fact, you don't really need to go through the struggle of making this. If you don't want to, you can simply make one of this and I give it to the person. And you're going to see how to, I have these videos on my page, but you can see how to do it right up there. Then the next design that I decided to make was something I learned a while back, but it was a pullback card, and it took me a while to like remember how to make this, how to do it, and to get all of the cards ready. So I will be making another video about this to put up on my channel. So that is 2 things so far that I need to make videos on, and I will get to that right away. Now the design, you notice there it carries a bit of a rounded edge design. For some reason I saw this somewhere and I liked it, so I decided to use it a lot, and since then I have been using it. And next advice to you is that to wait until the paste dries when you're doing all of these stuff. When you're pasting, have patience. I mean, it's not going to be easy right away, and just have patience for it to dry. Now for these strips that I put, so I didn't really know what to put up to hold the cards and stuff in place, so I decided to just cut these strips of paper and put it in there like a band to hold it in place. And so that's what I did. Now as I got the boxes set up, I was just making the cards and stuff for it. And I think that's what took up the majority of the time, because this took 2 days to be completed, but then I didn't spend the entire day doing this. I did some other things throughout the day. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow as yet. I don't know which video I'm going to be making tomorrow, because I have tomorrow's chores day for me, where I will be cleaning up. And I have a lot of stuff to do. For example, washing bed sheets, towels, clothes. We'll need to clean out the bathroom, and bed sheets, towels, clothes. To be honest, when I say it like this, it sounds very easy to do, but it's actually a lot, because the bed sheets, the pillowcases, the towels. We didn't use that much towels this week because well, usually I'd leave the towel on the bed. I wouldn't pack it up and put it away, and so when someone goes in the room, a certain someone, they'd take the towel and they'd use it, and that's how they end up using all the towels. So usually at the end of the week there would be 4 towels to wash, but this week there's only 2, so yay to that. Again, making some other cards, and you're going to see the flower card here again. Now while I made this flower card, I made a mistake on the size of the first. Sorry, my phone cut out just now. So while I was making this, I made a mistake on the size of what the card was going to be like. I also did a little envelope thing here. As you can see, I am currently doing that right now in the video. So the little envelope comes with a little paper for you to write on. It's a very tiny envelope thing. And back to the card making. Didn't I just talk about this? Wasn't I here just now? What just happened? I have no idea. Anyway, the card making, the flowers were a bit too big than the original pink piece of card, and so I just had to cut a different piece of paper and pray that it fits well in, and it did. I used the purple paper, and then the pink, it wasn't wasted. I placed it onto the purple paper and gave it that kind of like a pink design. Now, if you're this far into the video, then you are definitely enjoying yourself with me and my confusing as hell explanation on how to make this explosion box, which I call the pop-up box. We're just going to take one last look over onto what we're doing. The first box, box A, this is the center, this is the last box to be opened. This is the smallest box. It's 2 by 2 inches for the box, 2 by 2 length and width. It's a square, and you have a little lap at the bottom of it, which is going to be 0.5 inches, and you're going to use this to paste the box together because you want each flap to be separated. You're going to see here how it's going to look when you open it down. This is the final product. I did some of this design off camera. I didn't paste down this box here. You don't have to paste down all of the box if you want to. The other smaller ones are pasted down, but this one isn't. So you could paste down yours. I didn't paste down mine. As you can see, when you open it, it pops open sort of like into an explosion, and I made these cute little cards. There will be a video up on how to make said cute little cards. I used my watercolor to paint it in along with my markers, and there are a bunch of set of cute little cards. By the way, those smaller ones, they are 5, I think 5 in every holders, and then this one's different. There is 10 in total in each holders. These one were a bit bigger. Sorry, I had to yarn. The first cards were 1.5 inches, sorry, 1 inches by 1.5 inches, and the second card is it's 2 inches. Actually, no, it's 1.5 inches by 2 inches. So the next set, as you can see, I'm opening them, showing you what it is. This is the finished product of everything that is in the box. This is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoy it and is willing to make a box of your own like this. You can give it to someone you love a lot, especially since